Well, this wasn't the only thing that was kind of messed up, but hey, we're gonna give it about a full minute. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. But in the meanwhile, I'm gonna go in here, do what I need to go to this truck stop, do what I need to do, because it's gonna be a while before anybody comes back, before anybody comes in to the chat. But if you're watching this on the beginning, from the beginning, the topic of the day is necessity is the mother of all invention. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in here. I'm going to place the camera I'm going to flip the camera around. And we are going to then you're gonna watch me walk to that store. And you're gonna watch me walk back out. Gotta know the rules before you break them. Now that somebody's here, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And there it is. Now, today we're going to talk about necessity is the mother of all invention. Now, we got these women talking about how they'd pick a grizzly bear over a man. Ah, yes. How they would pick a grizzly bear over a man. We got these women talking about how dangerous grizzly bears are. But they have failed to realize that what they are doing, they refuse to understand what they are doing, you know? Because deep down inside they understand what they're doing, but they don't understand the severe ramifications of what they are doing. The severe ramifications is putting a greater divide between men and women. And it's funny to me. It is absolutely funny. Because these women have picked a grizzly bear over a man to get stranded in the woods. See, what you don't understand is you don't pick the grizzly bear that you don't pick the grizzly bear that you get stranded next to. You pick the man. You don't pick the grizzly bear. You pick the man. Now, thing about grizzly bears. Is they don't eat the stomach. They don't eat just the skin, the bone. They don't eat the skin. They don't eat just the muscle and the skin. They eat everything. They eat everything. Skin, brains, guts, reproductive organs, muscle, cartilage, everything that a human being has. They're going to eat it. Again, they don't pick the grizzly bear, they pick the man. What we have been saying all this time, but we've been saying in the manosphere all this time. That's what a lot of these people in these separate areas have been saying all this time. Over and over and over, that women pick who they sleep with, men pick who they want to marry. Basically, what it is a disconnect here. You know, it's disconnect. I'm going to try to plug it back in. Women should pick a man so that the man can then pick them to marry them. Now, you know, even that even works in this. The simple concept even works in this day and age. Hey, it works in this day and age. But guess what? Women don't ever do that until it's too late for them. Until they run out of men that are willing to pick them. Or they pick the last legs. or they're desperate men. You know? Now they can sleep with the grizzly bear that they chose. And that's the cats that will eat them when they die. But back on topic. From the dawn of time, if we look at the patent office, over 50%, if not more, of the patents are men. You know, the few notable things that were invented by women are the windshield wipers, I do believe Kevlar, and a few other things, notable mentions. And I can name at least 2 or 3 women that contributed something to society. Madame Marie Curie, with her study on radiation. Nobody can read her notes, not because of her poor handwriting. She had elegant handwriting. That's because they're so freaking radioactive that they'll kill anybody that touches them. You know? It's amazing. It's amazing. Susquehanna, Native American woman, literally paved the trail with Lewis and Clark to the trail to the west, east of the Mississippi. Oh, Karen, I do believe her last name is Silkwood, Karen Silkwood. The mother of OSHA, basically the mother of OSHA, of Operation Safety and Hazard, something, whatever it is, who basically made enough noise to where safety standards were enacted. That's more than 90% of the women that could say anything. That you know. Shame, you know. Shame. But the rest of the patents and the notes were produced by men. Why? Don't know why. But necessity is the mother of all invention. We needed a way to cook meat in a controlled fashion. We invented fireplace, wood stove, and all this other stuff. The plumbing was invented by the Romans because health standards to remove the waste from the city. In Pittsburgh, we have one of the only water reclamation and sewage sites that takes very little electricity. People from around the world come to see it. You know? Necessity is the mother of all invention. We went from walking everywhere we went to horseback, to horse-drawn carriages, to steam engine, and then we had the automobile to make things easier. You know? To make things easier. Not so much for us. We would have been just fine running around in horse-drawn carriages or on horseback. But no. For who? For women. We have the pneumatic, the hydraulic clutch. Have you ever pushed down the cable clutch? It's a son of a gun. It hurts. It's a workout. But the hydraulic clutch for your car, was basically meant to add comfort for women. Look, I'm back when I was skinnier. I was literally standing up on the clutch on one of these other trucks from school, because we called it Big Red. Called this one truck Big Red because it had a Mercedes engine with a cable clutch. And believe me, it's not easy to push a cable clutch with a semi-truck. I like that one Mack truck, I think Little Red, that had a pneumatic clutch. It was beautiful. This brings into the next invention, pneumatic shifting, where they use the engine compression to help with the shifting of a car. To make it easier for women to drive. The automatic transmission, where you replace the clutch with a torque converter to make it easier for women to drive. The auto shifter semi-truck. Again, to make it easier for women to drive. And some of these country companies have auto ratcheting systems for flatbed. I ain't seen them, but I know they're around. Why? To make it easier for women to drive and to operate flatbed. Many of the advancements in today's technology were meant for women, to make it easier for women. The dishwasher. Way back when there was a culture to where a woman would say a man's place is not the kitchen. That was the old way of thinking. That was the old way of thinking. Now some countries do think that way. But I'm just enjoying watching this modern society. I'm just enjoying this modern society. You know? I enjoy it. Because I'm watching all these advancements to make other people happy. And no one understanding the history behind it. Subway. Freaking Stroke King, or Heart Attack King, or Coronary King. You know? Kentucky Fried Coronary. McDirt Burgers. Fast food. People need to eat, right? All to make a certain group of people happy, right? Now, look at it this way. The computer, the cellular device, the cellular phone, that brick that people used to have to walk around with a battery pack. The now smartphone that we use to communicate online with Skype, video calling, and all this other happy horse swaggle. All for the simple fact that people can sit around and show their behind and flash their show their behind, swing their slong around and flash their tits. Like it's just over and over. But yet, the biggest part, the taming of the wilds. At any given time, over the past umpteenth number of years, umpteenth number of centuries, bears, lions, and tigers and bears, oh my, could have taken back the wilds from human beings. But they did not. Why? Because they learned to fear us as human beings. But oh no! Men are evil. So you choose to run to the very thing that men have fought nature for, the rights to exist, right? Let me tell you a little something here. A bear ain't going to be turned on by you. A bear's stomach will. He get hungry enough and he loses that fear of you. Once a bear loses fear of human beings, guess what? He's gonna eat you. He's gonna eat you. You're just a meal on two legs. You're slow. You got just enough meat to fill a stomach, and you're high in caloric intake. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. I'm just saying, the necessity is the mother of all invention. Now we're going to get into the red pill part. Where did the necessity for the song "Now You a Single Mom" to get popularity? Who was the mother of that song? Single mothers. Who was the mother of Drizzle Drizzle? Shira 7, or I can't think her name was, because she birthed out Sprinkle Sprinkle. And a man saw necessity. He said, you know what? I'm going to come out with a new thing. Drizzle Drizzle. And it was in tongue in cheek, and that was entertaining. You know? Everything that is coming out online that men are literally putting forefront into, I am enjoying it. I'm looking at this and I am laughing. It's entertaining to me. You know why it's entertaining to me? Because they know not what they do. See, the thing is, let's go back in time. When equality was equal pay for equal 70 cents on the dollar crap was thing, they already had things in place for it, against it, you know. But hey, okay, so you want to talk about 70 cents? So we'll let you have that. Let them have that, right? Then it turned into Women are more nurturing than men. From some sort of made-up science experiments, and Threefold's Law came into play and completely and utterly jacked things up even further. Threefold's Law came along and jacked things up further, and then you have men who basically can't see their children, but have to pay every single dime and nickel for them that they can't see, right? Right. And then you come along and, how do I say this? Threefold's Law. Then the MRAs came out. Men's rights activists. That was the first warning. That was the first warning. Again, that was the first warning. That was one of the first warning. Like I said. And then you came out, then Red Pill came into play. Or MGTOW. Now, those were the second and third warning. Drizzle Drizzle is the final warning. Better yet, Drizzle Drizzle might be the final warning. So what was the necessity for the MRAs? Men were literally not seeing their children. Men were literally having zero custody rights to see their children, to interact with their children. What was the necessity for MGTOW? Well, let's see. You have to pay for it. Look. Better yet, we're just gonna go for the low-hanging fruit. In order, women at the bar can literally walk out the house with no money. I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. Can literally walk out of the house with no money. I don't know if they still can now because, well, there's more and more men that ain't paying for their drinks. But women could walk out of the house with no money, get drunk on $150 worth of booze, and come back home with about $20 to $50. I'm just saying. Let's go to look what men have to pay for. What they have to pay for. Okay, so we get up. We get up. Go to let's go with the strip club. Let's go with the low hanging fruit for men. Men literally get up or late at night to go to a party, to go to a strip club, right? We get up. We got to pay for the cab if you don't have a car. But if you do have a car, you have to pay for parking. And then you have to pay for the parking to get the car out of the parking thing because you had to have it there overnight. That's about $100, right? Okay. Depending on how far the strip club is from his house, he has to get up, pay for the cab or pay for the Uber, which is maybe about $50. Pay the doorman at the strip club. If he wants to drink, he's going to pay absorbent amount of the prices for the freaking bar. And then he's got to pay for any lap dances, strip shows, whatever other things, and have disappointment. It's just what it is. And now he's got to pay his way back home. Better have some good programs in place for just like the military, because otherwise you either walking back home drunk or that cab gonna sit there and wait for you to get, or something like that. Either way, you're gonna pay. It's crazy. And some people could spend an excess of thousands of dollars a night to go to a strip club. Oh, but I don't go to strip clubs. I geomax. In America? In a Western country? Why do you think the passport bros exist? Geomax, please. Geomaxing. Out of your mind in a Western country? Please. Oh my God, this is like, oh, Hormax. Okay, so, Hormax, oh, great. Even better. Even better. Even better. Even better. Hormaxing. Oh my God, that's the most funny thing. Let's nip geomaxing in the mud. From sea to shining sea. They're all the same. From sea to shining sea. These chicks are all the same. From sea to shining goddaggone sea. What are you gonna get? Let's start with New York. Wherever. Oh, that's too expensive because that's Park Avenue cooter. It's still the same cooter you're gonna get in the most bottom of the barrel backwoods county road. You gotta find a place to park, right? You gotta know a girl, somebody. You gotta know a chick or a dude, somebody from New York to get access to that, to get access to something. And then you gotta spend that hard-earned money to take that money to some club that's expensive in New York, right? Because you know she's gonna always want to go to the club because she's weighing out her options before she settles with you. And no matter how much of a gentleman, some dickhead's gonna basically take your girl right in front of you, right in front of you. Especially in New York, them dudes are grimy. New York, Florida, parts of Atlanta. There's some grimy dudes. You know? There ain't no room for gentlemen in this country. There ain't no room for holding the door open. There ain't no room for ladies first. There ain't no room for tipping your hat. There ain't no door for opening her door. She ain't gonna get that she don't get that from the dudes that she's gonna pick. That's gonna make her choose to pick the grizzly bear. It's gonna make her choose to pick the grizzly bear. That dude ain't gonna protect her. Just saying. Just saying. Now let's talk about Hormaxing. First things foremost, you gotta know where to look. That's the first obstacle. The second obstacle, you gotta know, and which one of them is not a police thing. Hormaxing. You also gotta look at the web. You also gotta know where the websites are. You also gotta know where this, that, and Craigslist has changed their guidelines and Backpage has been shut down. So good luck there, bucko. Man. Good luck there, bucko. Like I said, Craigslist has changed their forums and Backpage has been shut down and the freaking owners of Backpage are in jail. What option you got there, bucko? If you don't got the money to get a passport and travel, guess what? You better get real intimate with your right hand. Oh, man. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm enjoying this. I am enjoying this. Now you a single mom. Because you know, but the thing, let's go backtrack a bit. So you gotta know the site, you gotta know not where the stings are, what a sting looks like. You gotta know where to look at in the cars to find the police light bars. In order to get that thing. And you also got to worry about not getting scammed for Cash App if you decide to use the Cash App or Zelle. Oh man, these rappers are just basically getting these people fooled. Cash App or Zelle. Like I said, like what'll it be, Cash App or Zelle, right? But yeah, it's entertaining. Soft guy era, right? But you mention any of this to any woman, drizzle, they're gonna get mad as hell, right? Oh, let's see what I can do. Let's see who I can piss off today. I want to piss off some people today. Hey, did you know that did you know that in other countries, if a man ever goes to a little kitchen, that especially the Slavic countries like Serbia or something, places like that, they will literally cuss a man out of the kitchen and say a man's place is not the kitchen. Women in certain countries will literally say a man's place is not the kitchen. And literally cook for her husband, have the house clean, and raise the kids. Hey, where's the oppression? Why aren't you screaming about that? Yes. Yes, this is entertaining. But the best part about it is Western men are going over there. Oh my goodness, this is perfect. I'm enjoying this. I am enjoying this. I'm laughing at this stuff. This is perfect. I love it. I absolutely love it. But necessity is the mother of all invention. Right? So, we've invented the dishwasher to make it easier for the housewife. But yet it turns out, guess who's using the dishwasher the most nowadays? What has a Johnson attached to their body biologically? I'll give you two guesses. Just like, well, let's see. I will say this: Corey does have a point. Men account for the best chefs in the world. Just saying. Wait a second. How many? There ain't that many female chefs. We have Guga on YouTube. We have Gordon Ramsay. We had Emerald. We had Yang Kang Cook. We had the Frugal Gourmet. And the only chefs on PBS public television services that were women were this kind of Italian-like mother with the dyed red hair, and maybe one other, what's her name, Martha Stewart, where she started her career off of cooking before she got arrested, and now hangs out with Snoop Dogg. Oh, Julia Childs, yeah, remember that one. Those were the good days before women got extremely exorbitantly inflated ego. So we had 4 male chefs, maybe a couple female chefs on public service television, on the public broadcasting services. I'm just saying. We've got all of these male chefs. Gordon Ramsay has a restaurant in England or some crap, and then you have this dude with this fat chubby dude with the goatee and the weird hair has a restaurant. I think it's either in Ohio, New York, or Florida. One of those three, maybe all three. And then you have Mom Spaghetti in Detroit, Michigan, 8 Mile from Eminem, which is strange. Mr. Beast has a restaurant. Do you not find it? That's about it. Picking colors. You know the best part, the funny thing about that comment about, to be fair, women are better picking colors than men. The funny thing about that comment is many men, even though they don't have the color spectrum, are able to coordinate as an interior designer to win prizes in best interior home design. I'm literally getting ready to build, to literally start decorating my house in a couple of weeks. And who's gonna say an interior designer? Oh, it needs a woman's touch. Really? Well, luckily, I have a sister, so I don't have to bring a girlfriend into my house. I have a sister. Anything and everything in a man's life, especially today and age, has very little female influence in this day and age. Why? Because women keep on committing to the pieces of garbage. Clothing. Oh, clothing. About that. Well, I do. I mean, yes, I did have to be drug out to pick up my suit, but for the most part, I made the decision on the suit. I'm more of a traditional suit type person, suit and tie. And when I figure out how to tie a bow tie, oh, it's a wrap. Like I said, when I learn how to tie a bow tie, it's gonna look. I mean, I'll be all right. The crazy thing is, men have had to pick a lot of things, a lot of clothing. See, the thing is, women pick clothing to make other women jealous. Women pick clothing to make other women jealous. They pick clothing to make other women jealous. Oh, that sheer dress, that dress is looking good, especially with the slit that shows your legs and hips. Oh, I like that top. The top brings out it thinks they know how to do this because their goal is to make other women jealous. I want to sit here. I don't care. That's one thing I will give women, is they know how to pick clothes to make other women jealous. And a lot of men are just so blind to see it. They're just so blind to see it, and it's entertaining to watch. In fact, you could almost look. I could almost stare at this truck stop and almost tell who's married. You know, I literally when I was with my first company, I literally potentially with my just by my tone of voice alone potentially save somebody's marriage just by talking to them. And hey, how you doing today? Just doing all right. Just like, so how long you been here? Because believe it or not, my voice has traveled across the country. There's some places in the country where it hasn't touched, but for the most part, well, I'm glad you have a good imagination, Corey. I'm glad you have a good imagination. I hope it serves you well. But the thing is, I potentially has saved somebody's marriage just by having a tone of voice the way I am. Because this chick got out of the truck wearing pants, bitter, angry, and stuff, talking all looking at it, had a look of devil in her eyes, and she heard my voice, heard a lot of these people's demeanor change because she knows. I think because the next step, what I was going to do, I was going to slip some red pills in the drink, in the Kool-Aid. I was going to slip some red pills in there. When she changed out the truck, she was wearing a skirt. She was wearing a skirt, a dress. Her whole demeanor changed real quick. Now, again, I'm going to say this before this thing gets out. I'm not angry. There's no anger. There's no bitterness. There's no vitriol of any type. I'm just stating what I've observed. And ladies, if you're watching, you're gonna need to step up your game, because it's beginning to shift to the point where you are gonna have to start taking the first steps, and in some cases, it's gonna need to be drastic steps. Because now a lot of men don't want to marry. A lot of men don't want to get things. And it brings me to another point of mother of all inventions. Can I tell you a little secret? Because you ladies are picking these dirt bags to sleep with, and saying that men ain't crap. A lot of men are getting special dolls. I'm just saying. Some of them can talk. Some of them can move. Some of them bite back, or fornicate back. Some of them fornicate back. Some of them can talk, and some of them can heat up by themselves. So, just saying. You have a choice. You have a choice. It's all you. It's not on me. Because I've already made my choice. I've already accepted my lot in life. I've already accepted my lot in life. I'm completely happy. Yes, there's occasional bouts of freaking other than happiness, but hey. That's just the way it is. You can take the good with the bad. But for the most part, I'm enjoying this. I I'm enjoying watching women completely miss the point of drizzle drizzle. And to you ladies that keep talking about drizzle drizzle, saying there's no way it can last. Well, they said, a lot of people said that all about a lot of things. But hey, this is Red Pill in the Wind. I'll figure this out. We are going to figure this out. We're just going to hit buttons till we figure it, till we figure out. There it is. One of those two. But this is, for the most part, this is Red Pill in the Wind signing off. But I want to give my thanks out. Thank you, RPD, MGTOW. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Corey Still, for coming in. JR, Spider. I'd like to thank y'all for coming in. You know, I don't expect a lot of things, you know, but this turnout, it's better than nothing. I was still going to do it with 0 views, but doesn't really matter to me now. It's Red Pill in the Wind, signing off.